Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I let the bass drop. Uh.
I know you touched on it, but career-wise, musically, were there challenges in that as far as performing live, or the challenges or benefits to performing live with your band?
In the challenge that I faced in that area, I don't even think it was a issue with sight. When I was trying to get with other bass players, asking them to show me something, can you teach me? Can you tutor me? And some of the bass players, they were thought that, I don't know, they kind of seemed like, the impression that I got is that they thought that if I get good, that I'd be after their job, and that was not the case. I was watching different bass players, and listening to tapes by Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller, who was one of my favorite bass players, and I'm like, man, these guys are getting it. Bootsy Collins, who else? Stanley Jordan, who was another bass player that I like. Larry Graham. These guys was getting it, and I'm like, and I asked other bass players that I come in contact with, I said, how do you do that? And it wasn't until recently I ran across a couple of bass players. Yo, man, I'll show you some things. And I appreciated it. They looked and saw what I was doing incorrectly and helped correct my bad habits on playing the bass. Say, yo, hold your hand like this a little bit and you get a different tone. And I was like, yes, somebody is finally kind of taking me under the wings. I got a degree at Georgia State in music, and I learned a lot there as well, but it's the actual hands-on experience that helped. But the other challenges that I faced that many other live musicians face, and we saw a lot of this really after Hurricane Katrina, trying to get a gig with the band, whereas we're asking one price, but you have other musicians moving here to the city, desperately for help, and then they are desperately for work. So they may say, oh, I can come in here and play for half of what the other band was charging.
Wow.
And so the restaurants and clubs like, well, why should I pay that much when I can pay this less price and still get a quality band? Mm-hmm. And those, don't get me wrong, those artists that came from that Bayou area after the storm, talented musicians. But I think because there was no quote unquote communication or union or bond, or it's like that, guys, look, we need to have our standard price on what we deserve as artists. And that right there would kind of help us to at least be in solidarity when we ask them for a gig price and we ask them for our what we should rightfully deserve as artists when we perform. And then I was doing a show at this one place. I'm not gonna mention the name, but I told the parties there, I said, listen, I'm going to show you how many people we can bring to a show, show you my marketing skill. Everybody that comes to the show that I'm inviting will be wearing red and black. And we had over 700 people show up. And they only wanted to pay the band $600. But yet they were charging close to $10 at the door.
Hold on.
Yes.
So you guys got over 700 people in a venue. And they wanted to pay you $600.
Yes.
So that's like less than a dollar.
Less than a dollar a person. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to eliminate the middleman. So what I started doing, I started finding venues and places that I can rent out myself. And I started doing that. So I think I started in 2013. And I find a place, I hire the staff. If I need a liquor license or food license for that event, if I need to do some caterers, whatever I had to do, that way I have full control over everything that was going on. And every show that we've done, for the most part, since then has been sellout shows.